Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay. So, time to paint along. Let's get some work done. Rid the world of unpainted models. Yes. So grab a brush, grab some paints, grab a model, and paint along with me. Yeah. And today I'm going to be working on a commission piece. I don't even remember the name of it. It's a really cool Nomad model. Yeah. And I'll talk about my upcoming week. This episode was filmed a little bit in advance of Thursday. It'll be out Thursday, but it's filmed a little bit in advance because it's going to be a busy week, and I'll talk about that after. So let's get painting, work on some Nomads, guys, for infinity. Yes. Hey everyone, so this week I'm going to be working on a commission. I've taken, I guess, 2 weeks off of painting my Imperial Fist, but don't worry, I'm going to keep going with them in the future. In fact, this week's painting tutorial in the Warp is, not Ezekiel, Tigurius. So that alone adds, I'm going to use Tigurius in my battle reports. So that alone adds, almost 200 points, like 100 something points back into my army as well. So I've been working on my Space Marines regardless. And it'll be a lot of fun to use Tigurius because he's a nasty, nasty psychic guy. So this week I am going to be working on this little thing. I think they have a really cool name. The Bakunin Uberfolk Commandos. I think that's right. The Bakunin Uberfolk Commandos. And basically it's a foxy lady. It's like Fox Girl type thing. And we're working on Fox Girl today. I'm going to call her Fox Girl because I don't even remember the name up the top of my head now. So she's an interesting model. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. It's an interesting model. And I'm going to try my best to mimic the color scheme from the standard color scheme from the book. And it'll be good. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So let's get started here and, yeah, talk about our week and stuff. So, of course, I'm going to use my wet palette today because, because it's a good thing to use. It's always good to use a wet palette. Yeah. Probably do some wet blending. Start off with the skin. Yeah, let's do that. It's an interesting model. I've saved this one for last. This is part of a huge commission. Well, not huge, but a 10-piece model commission that I'm doing for a gentleman that this is a return customer. I've actually gotten several return customers for my commissions because I don't tend to charge the most, and I think the prices are fair, and I think the work is decent for I think it's a good quality for what you pay for. So today I'll be painting her and talking about my upcoming week. By this time it's Thursday for all you people in internet land. And in internet land, yeah, it's good. I'm filming this a few days in advance because when this video airs, it's going to be Gen Con. It's Gen Con's coming up. And I'm, of course, going to Gen Con. I've been looking forward to it for months. And it's going to be a good time. I'm excited. I'm a bit nervous about traveling by myself to the United States. So I'm probably going to give myself a little extra time in case I get stopped at the border. And usually I would say here, Adam, you missed a spot, but Adam isn't watching this video. Maybe he will when he gets back. But Adam should not be watching. Adam should be at Gen Con as well. So let's just paint the skin areas. These models are quite interesting. They have really good detail. I've actually had a really good time painting. I was a little, not really worried, but I was a little hesitant to paint so many Infinity models originally because they can be annoying depending on the sculpt. But these ones have been quite good. I've really enjoyed myself painting these Nomads. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. That's all I'm going to say. It's been a good time. This one, as I say, is Foxy Girl. Oops. The details are quite fine on these, as you'll see. It's not not very large models, right? This compared to here's an unpainted Space Marine. So look at the scale difference, right? Huge, like heroic scale, giant, huge guys on the same base size as this petite thing. And you have to get used to that when you're painting when painting Infinity. Same with Malifaux. They're both very small scale. So right now I'm just using Ghost White, which is it's an slight off-white. Like it's basically a white, but has a slight blue tint, so it's a little colder than normal white. And I'm using this to start on her body and face. It's cool. I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone this week. I'm painting and talking to you guys at the same time. It's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get back onto my Space Marines next week. But I just could not. I don't have the time this week, unfortunately, because I have to basically pre-film a lot of my work this week because I'm leaving halfway into the week, right? Gen Con's on. By this time this video starts, Gen Con will be starting. You know, this is the same day as Gen Con. So. Yeah, I've needed to pre-film a few things. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with that, you know? Heck, mini wargaming, this stuff is like filmed like months in advance now. For the battle reports. It's pretty crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do after this step. Yeah. I'm curious. What should I do? Probably do a soft body black for the hair. And then maybe a red. Maybe a really light red wash. Yeah. To bring out the face. Let's just do this. It's an interesting model, and we're going to have a fun time painting it up today. So what's happened this week? Not a whole lot since the last video, because it hasn't been that long. But yeah, just been working hard. As I said, trying to get all the videos done this week before I leave. And I'll definitely be vlogging this week at Gen Con and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be I think it's going to be a fun time. I think it really is. You know, last year I went with a couple friends. This year we're going to meet there. We're not at the same hotel and anything. I was eventually able to get my... I was talking about this last week. Maybe a little stronger. I diluted it too much with water. I was able to get my parking passes figured out. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that my hotel... That's good. And then I'll just gives that pink tint to it. Which is what I'm going for. And then I'll blend it right back with some more gray line. There we go. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting model to paint up. I think very interesting. I love using a wet palette in these circumstances because I don't really have to worry about the paint drying out. So I can kind of, usually when I'm doing like a tutorial, I always do the same color at the same time, obviously, because it keeps a very linear format. When I'm doing the painting with J's, I can kind of bounce between colors. And same when I'm doing commissions. I tend to bounce between colors every now and then because I can. As long as you use a wet palette, it doesn't dry out very soon. You know, it really does work really well. So here's I'm using back to my Ghost Whiteness. And the first thing that there we go. This model is actually going to be primarily orange. Like Troll Slayer orange kind of thing. It's going to be quite interesting by the time it's done. So what I'm going to do now is the shade is quasi-dry. Like it's not dry obviously because I only applied it a second ago. So I'm just going to do a quick wet blend around it so that way I can there we go, slight pink tint. Same for the face. Bit of a pink tint to it, but majority being white again. There we go. That's good. It's really hard to focus on this. Let's see if I can get that. Is that in focus? Should be. Yeah. It's going to be a hard commission to see today. Because it's so small. I've had oh, excuse me. I've had that problem when sometimes when I'm painting, now I'm just going to use some soft body black from Secret Weapon to use on her hair. And I've had that problem sometimes when making tutorials for Infinity or Malifaux models, is that it's really hard to get on camera sometimes because they're so tiny. There we go. This will bring down the white a lot. And then I'll do a couple dry brushes of, gray or white over it. Cool. So while that's drying, let's start on the orange, because there's going to be a lot of orange on this girl. And it's like bright orange. I love it when, I personally love it, like, some commission painters like free reign over what they, sometimes clients are like, paint whatever you want. Other times, people say, can you mimic a color scheme? Usually like from the book, from the web page, from the internet, from something. And I really love it when they just say, hey, this is the color scheme I want. Can you mimic this? Or can you duplicate this result? I say, sure, I go for it. I love that. Because, hey, it's kind of a fun challenge sometimes to match the colors. And then in the end, you get the color scheme and you're like, oh, awesome. And second, it really does put into perspective what the client wants. And it removes that gray area. And what I find is the number one problem, or the two problems that a lot of commission painters or people who buy commission work have, is number one, there's a discrepancy between the quality they think they're going to get and the quality that they get, right? Sometimes they're like promised A and they get B and then they're not happy. Makes sense. The other time is with things like color scheme or the overall look of the model. I find that I'm just going to paint all this, clean it up later with a black. And as you can see, I'm thinning it down considerably. So I'm going to do 2 thin layers of orange over this black. So yeah, it really does fix that problem. When a customer, they could still, I could still have a discrepancy of quality, but at least for colors, they know what they're going to get. They say that color scheme, and I give them as close to that as I can. And usually my customers are, I wouldn't say relaxed enough, but they know that I'm going to try my best. And if I don't perfectly match, I'm going to try my best. It's not. I'm definitely trying my best to give them exactly what they want. And yeah, it's a little thin down of an orange. This is Troll Slayer orange from Citadel. And I'm just going to paint 2 thin coats of it. And probably give it a shade afterwards as well. Well, maybe. I will probably do, I guess, these bands of orange. Yeah. Yep, it's the other band. And the great thing about this, I've primed black. And what I've been doing with my commission pieces, especially for these nomads, lately I've been fine-tuning my painting method for my commission work. Because with commission work, obviously, I will do as good of a job as I can. Like, I work hard on my commissions. But at the same time, you have to figure out ways to to make things more efficient. So one of the ways is that I use colors to clean up each other. I'm not the most clean painter until the end. Like this orange is a bright color, and it won't be hard to cover up later with a black or a gray liner that I will use later on for the legs and for the arms and stuff. So I can kind of be a little bit messier. I don't have to paint perfectly within the lines, because later on I will use a color that cleans it up. And that's okay, because in the end the quality will be there. It saves me a little, with my painting style in particular, it saves me a little time. And the more time I save, the less I can charge my customers. And they're happy. Cool, look at this. It's an interesting model, that's all I'm saying. I was watching some stuff on the internet, of course, as I always do, the other day. And it's really crazy to believe it's been 20 years since Jurassic Park. It's been 20 years since the Mario movie, which for most people is deemed as like one of the worst movies of all time that has anything to do with a video game. And I will admit the amount that it actually has to do with Mario Brothers is pretty funny. Like it's so weird of a movie. And it's so dark. And but it's crazy that it's been that long, It's been so long that the majority of actors in it that were stars in it are dead. John Leguizamo is still alive. Bill Paxton, no. No, Bill Paxton? Who am I thinking of? Whoever. Yeah. The guy who played Mario is dead. Unfortunately. I think it was the guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been 20 years. And the amount that videos and technology has grown blows my brain sometimes. To when I was growing up and what my, future kids will have. And I know that happens with every generation, but it seems like the rate of growth is only, it's getting exponentially stronger and larger. Technology today is just nuts. I still haven't seen Jurassic World. No, I really wanted to. I should see it sometime. I do think it's really funny. I watched the Mario movie, Super Mario Brothers movie recently, about a couple months ago. And it was funny. Like, my favorite part about it is the fact that to keep the term the Mario Brothers, they have to be, their last name has to be Mario. So in the movie, they make that joke that the one character's named Mario, and then the other character is Luigi Mario. And they're like, they get arrested at one point, and they're like, first name, Mario, and last name, Mario. Wait, so what's your first name again? He's like, Mario. My name's Mario. He's like, what's your name? Luigi Mario. I just thought that was funny. because it was kind of silly. Yeah. Yeah. And apparently, the actor who played Luigi, accidentally broke the actor who played Mario's hand while filming. So they had to. Interesting. So they had to they had a cast on him, and they painted the cast flesh color to make it blend in. Things you learn. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. What do I want? What do I want to get out of Gen Con? We'll talk when I get back about my Gen Con experience. I want to hang out with some people. I want to meet up with some fans and the WGC people that are going. Not many of the WGC are going, I think. Hopefully I can run into Adam. I think Greenleaf Train's going. Owen from Gaming with a Cooler is not going. I don't know if he went to Captain Con. But I think he was trying to go to Captain Con instead of Gen Con. Alright, there's the orange. I probably should give it a shade. Yeah. That way. There's so many conventions these days. So yeah, I want to hang out with people, want to have a good time. I don't want to spend a lot of money, so I'm not going to be buying a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff last year. I don't see myself doing that again this year because the Canadian dollar is so bad this year. So I'll buy some stuff, but I don't know. Games Workshop probably won't have anything there. There's going to be some Forge World exclusive models. Maybe I'll pick up one. What else? There's going to be maybe some. I looked at the Privateer Press release models that'll probably be there. And none of them really interest me. I'll pick up maybe a couple that have been recently released, but none of the pre-release guys. I don't see any of them. Maybe a Stormwall kit. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think most of my money will just go to gas and gas money and food. Food can be really expensive there because it's all food trucks. Right now I'm just going to give it an orange shade. To this girl. Then after that, I don't know what I'm going to work on. Maybe your tail. Foxy girl. See, if this was the Hunger Games, she'd be Foxface. Any Hunger Game people out there would not know that. That's all I knew is there was a character named Foxface. I've actually never seen... No, I've seen half the movie. Half the first movie. So, look at that. Foxface. Alright, now maybe I'll do... gray. Let's work on a gray. Get some of the grayness going on her tail and her hair. Work our way up to a white, I think. Yeah, it's basically a gray to a white. So we'll start off with gray liner, which is my go-to dark matte gray. Work on her tail. Start cleaning up the orange. The drive is going to be interesting. As I've driven on a couple of adventures recently by myself. Like I went to Quebec to visit Patrick Dubois by myself, and it's actually shorter of a distance to get from my starting location to Indianapolis than it is to get from here to Quebec. So that's good. And I'll just give a little bit of a... We'll do a quick gradient on her hair here as well. Yeah, so that'll be good. So it won't be that... It's not going to be crazy long. I think it's like 6... I think I'll be driving for 6.5 hours. 6 hours, plus border times and all that stuff. I'm going to stop a few times. Yeah. It won't be that bad of a drive. I'm definitely going to vlog it. Hopefully the weather's good. I haven't really checked. Lately. I should. I guess the weather could easily change a few times over before Thursday. But it'll be good. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a couple seminars. Not much. I'm gonna mostly hang out with people, go to a few things. Yeah. Check out the new stores, some new products, buy a few things, hang out with friends, have a good time. That's the spirit of Gen Con to me. Yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. And so if any of you are going, obviously, come find me, come talk to me, hang out with me. Looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. Definitely. That was the gray, yeah. So I'll add a little more. Again, wet palettes are awesome for blending and stuff as well. Switch brushes. Right now I'm just mixing some ghost white and gray liner in various proportions. And just to get my gradient going. The greatest movie of all time, Sharknado, came out recently. Sharknado 3. I still haven't seen it. I taped it. I'm going to watch it later. Probably tonight. I've heard very good things about Sharknado 3. It's just one of those movies where, unlike the movies I was talking about last week, who try to be good, Sharknado 3 is just so bad it's funny. That's kind of the new trend with shark movies. You know, there's like shark versus giant octopus, and shark versus giant squid, and shark versus giant robot, and, you know, all of them with kind of B-list celebrities, sometimes C-list celebrities. But they're fun. They're so cheesy. So cheesy. But they're fun. They're fun to watch. There we go. See? Bit of a gradient on the tail and her hair. And I'll just slowly build up the whites, and be good shape. Good shape. I'll have to fix the oranges a little bit. She looks very Halloween-y, but I like it. And this is basically the color scheme. Am I missing any areas? Nope. Maybe a little bit of bronze on her after. Oh yeah, I did miss a little bit, but I'll fix that after. Oh, right now. Here we go. Yeah, She's not looking too bad. My dogs are barking at someone. Makes me think my wife's home, probably. Maybe not. But, interesting model. That's all I'm going to say. Interesting model. So far. So let's do, next we'll just do slight, very, very light gray. And this will be the intermediate, blending color for her hair. It'll bring a lot of, I really like using the ghost white to blend with grays because it adds that a bit of a cooler feel to it. And then just quickly. Good. Bit of a gradient on the tail and her hair. She looks interesting so far. Obviously, this is not, this is not close to being done yet. No. Interesting. I'm looking at the pictures. Yeah, there we go. There's a couple areas I can keep painting with some white. Right now I'm just kind of, I'm frequently checking photos of this model, seeing how I should emulate it. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. It's going to be fun to try out a bunch of different food from the food trucks. They're a little bit expensive, but it's good to support the local businesses there and stuff. And we've got some great restaurants. Hang out with some WGC people, hang out with some viewers. That's really my primary goal, as it is with most conventions, just to hang out, meet people. Check out what's big in the gaming world, obviously. And have a good time, I miss my wife a little bit, and it'll be okay. I'll be home eventually. And it'll be good. It'll be a fun time. Maybe catch up with some of my friends. And I'm not doing, the thing is, Adepticon is really wargaming focused versus Gen Con, which is board gaming focused, right? Like, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. The Gen Con, even Games Workshop has a tiny booth. They're just a grain of sand at Gen Con. So it's a very different feel, I find, than Adepticon. That's okay. Oh, yeah, more orange. Okay. This is probably this was the one I saved for last because I knew it was going to be a tough commission. It's a very different color scheme than the rest of them, and it's an odd model to paint. Just do a bit of orange there, bit of orange here. Yeah. Pretty simple request for Gen Con. I hope everything goes well. I hope I travel well. I don't get stuck at the border too long. That's a problem. Being a single white guy, traveling, it looks a little conspicuous for some reason sometimes. Oh, it's actually that I'm supposed to be paying. Oops. Yeah. I hope I don't get stuck at the border. You know, last time I went to the States by myself, I got a lot of questions at the border. Yeah. So I hope that doesn't happen as much. I'll bring all my paperwork and stuff. And I'll give myself a little extra time. That's one of the keys. Bob Hoskins was one of the actors. Yeah. Bob Hoskins played Mario. That's what I was trying to remember. Those brain farts. She's looking good. At least so far. Yeah. Interesting model. Next I'll paint the metallics, I think. I'm going to slowly work my way towards darker colors. And then, as I said, I kind of use the last couple colors of the set. In this case, it'll be gray liner to clean up the model. But she's not done. As I said, she's not done. But you'll see. She probably won't be done by the time I'm done this painting with Jay. That's okay. As long as I get work done, you know, that's the spirit of painting with Jay. It's just getting work done, working hard, ridding the world of unpainted models. And that's what it's about. I'm really looking forward to American food. I gotta hit the fast food joints on the way. I really like American fast food. It tastes so much better for some reason, because probably it's less healthier. I don't know. It's probably just as unhealthy as Canadian fast food, you know. Probably not more unhealthy. But you get more, you know, and it's slightly different, and I'm excited by that. Yeah, it'll be fun. And as I said, the food trucks were really good last year. Most of them, other than I think one of them that I tried, they were really good food. And I love eating food truck food. It's fun because you can try something different every night. They come to you essentially. You just line up and go. The key is going at an off time. You don't want to go at like dinner time or lunch time. You want to go, you know, like 3 between them. Actually, 3 is a bad time because there's a changing of the guard. But yeah, like 2:30. Because that way you get there at a decent time. Nobody is like, if you go at lunchtime, there were trucks that would tell you that you're waiting an hour for their food, or like 40 minutes, and defeats the purpose, you know, of the food truck. Most people think food trucks, you know, it's quick, but a lot of the time, most of the time, they make everything fresh to order. Like the stuff is, you know, the meat's pre-made, but they, you know, the quality was quite that good. So there we go. A little bit of metallic parts around this girl. Her boots. Yeah, I could put some metallics on her boots. Extra belt. Oh, that's silver. That part is definitely silver. Yeah, it's good. Starting, by the way, this week, I guess at the point this airs, we can talk about Face Off because the finale aired. I'm not going to ruin who won, but I'll tell you who won. Who was in it? Because by this point it would have aired already. It was Swarmlord versus Wraith Knight. So go see it. It was actually a really interesting fight. Because, again, like the Swarmlord did have a chance. It wasn't an instant killing situation. Or what? Sorry, it wasn't like a a for sure one person in the other situation. So it was a good fight. I was proud of how Face Off the season went. I know for future reference what I'm going to do. For example, I'm going to not put in Strength D next time. It's too powerful. And give an unfair advantage to the Wraith Knight, who was by far, like, the points cost. He was the most expensive model in the tournament, but he wasn't by far. I think it was like 5 points more than the Swarm Lord. So it's not a huge difference. But yeah, next season I'm going to try to include as many new characters as possible. And, like, I know that Azrael probably in it. Maybe Samael instead of Azrael, but Samael. Like, I don't know. Mephiston will probably be in it. Yeah. You know, I'll bring new guys and girls into it. That's the goal. What is that supposed to be, I wonder? That area in the middle. Let me refocus. Is that focused in? Yeah, still focused. Let's see the other photo. Nope, that is the better photo. Let's make it silver. Yeah. Yeah, the food truck I'm excited for. It'll be fun. Good time there. I'm going to bring my own bottles of water. That's a key as well. Definitely bring your own bottles of water because it's so expensive at conventions and you go through it like mad because it's hot summer days and depending, some of the halls are really warm, I found. And Motorcycle Guy's out, revving his engine as normal. He likes to rev that engine. Earlier today he rode around the block. He does that frequently, I think. I think he just rides around the block because he's only gone for like a minute and a half. You can't go that far in a minute and a half. Figure out what's going on with this model. A couple areas are not intuitive. Ooh, that's too much. I like to rev my motorcycle. I don't know why, but I do. And we're back. Sorry, I didn't even notice that my my camera turned off. So right now, I'm applying. I guess it was just natural. I probably turned it off or something. So as I said, if it wasn't in the last take, Stu, if you're out there watching, I definitely would like to play a game against you soon. As soon as I get back from Gen Con, for sure. Because I want to try out the new Dark Angels. It was unfortunate that this week I just couldn't have the time. I've been so busy getting ready for Gen Con. But this is, right now I'm just using gray liner. And gray liner is a great color to clean up. It's one of my cleanup colors, as I call it. Like, it just going carefully over the areas. And it cleans up the areas that I want to be, Look at that. Makes her look much cleaned up. Yep. So.
I'll definitely have to go pick up some bottles of water before I go. And now that I'm driving, I can put stuff in my car and then, walk. That's not terrible. I'm not that upset the more I think about it, it just annoys me at the, Gen Con is such a big event that they really should have their shuttles under control. They really should. It annoys me that they don't. Because it's such a big convention that, as I said, they really don't have excuses. And they're going to try out the system and it's going to fail because people are really angry. Like, if you go online right now, there's a bunch of angry people. Because they're in a situation like me, where where their hotel, like, we booked in blocks of hotels. And now we can't actually, like, we have to drive ourselves. And I don't, lucky for me, I'm not a big drinker or anything, but there's some people out there who don't want to drink or don't want to drive, right? They don't want to deal with the traffic. They want to get a shuttle. So they're going to have now taxi, and it'll be really expensive. That should be metal.
So, I don't know how long this video is, because apparently the camera turned off. So I apologize if this is a really short video this week. I'll go for another 10 more minutes probably, maybe 20.
And paint, yeah, I don't know why it turned off.
What else?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, not much to say because it's been a pretty uneventful few days since I've last talked to you guys, and girls, obviously, because I've been just working hard. I wanted to make sure that as many videos this week are available. It's hard when I have to leave, halfway through the week, and on top of that, get my normal work done, and so. But it's all good. It's all good. No complaints. I'm going to hopefully have an awesome time at Gen Con. Hopefully people can live through me. My vlogs. I'll definitely try to get the vlogs up as soon as possible afterwards. Depending on the internet connection at my hotel, maybe I can get it that night. It'd be cool to render it and put it up. Yeah. That would be a lot of fun because then you can just see my day as it unfolds. That would be cool. Sorry, I need really close up right now because the details are very small. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good.
She's not done, but she's closer to being done than she was at the beginning, obviously.
So let's hit this thing with some more non-oil. Did I do the non-oil? I think I did the non-oil. Yeah, I definitely did. I touched it. So
more non-oil, and then we'll.
She doesn't have a gun. Oh, no, she does have a gun. Does she? Yeah, I can paint the holster.
Touch up more oranges. Maybe I should do highlight orange.
Yeah, I should probably make another, a lighter version of the orange for Troll Slayer and then highlight it up as well. Look at that. See the
way I use gray liner in this case, it really cleans it up. I know I make messes unnecessarily, but it just saves me time when I'm doing my commissions, that I'm doing this style.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's create another orange.
So I have some orange there. I'll take, what do I want to do to make a lighter orange?
Screaming Skull.
I'll use straight white scar.
Let's make it a little highlight, a little brighter of an orange. And highlight it up, the areas with it.
I always like to do at least a highlight. Whenever I'm doing, regardless of the color, I want to do a highlight on it. So let's take this color, do a quick highlight of the areas.
Yeah, that's good. Not a bad color at all. Yeah, so it'd be fun.
I learned my lesson from last year's Gen Con. Like, I learned that, don't plan anything Thursday morning, because that's when all the stores open, and quickly sell out of anything that's worth buying. Especially for the privateer press, like the privateer press and the privateer press booth, the Fantasy Flight Games booth. They all sold out. Like, everything was sold out instantly. Thursday morning. So if you weren't there lined up, you didn't get what you wanted.
So. I learned that lesson. So I didn't plan anything there.
What other things? Bring food. Bring your own food, or because the thing is, that's like the downside is you're downtown, and the way that it's placed is you have to either eat. You definitely either have to eat the local food, or not the local food, the truck food, or really expensive restaurants. There's a lot of good restaurants down there, but they're really expensive. So, or at least bring your own water. That's a good help. Good tip. Bring your own water. And I'll be definitely doing that this year. Last year I got really thirsty a lot because I'm walking around just for ages, right? It's a huge, huge place. And you get really thirsty. And then you buy a bottle of water for like $5. Here's your belt. This has been an interesting model. I don't know where I stand on how I like it or not yet, but it's an interesting model so far. I'll do finishing touches on it tomorrow. And after this, I'm probably going to go grab some dinner. And then I'll go pack. So far my army's packed. I'm not bringing much when I go. I'm only going to pack like my army, my camera equipment, my filming equipment stuff that I'm going to bring, which is not that much either, and my clothes. And then I'm going to clean up my car, so that way if I get stuck at the border, they really have nothing to, to freak out about or anything. Because I heard they go through if they stop you, I heard they go through your car with like a fine-tooth comb. And I don't want that to happen to me. Yeah, I don't want that happening to me. So, if I clean up my car ahead of time, prevent that problem. Good. Belt done. What an interesting model. Yeah. I'll have to do some detail work after. I'm probably going to call it soon. How long have I been painting for? About an hour, but I don't know how long I was recording for. Downside. It definitely stopped at some point. I apologize, people, if it's a particularly short time this week, because I don't know how long it was paused for, or not paused, turned off for. I really should have caught that. I was so involved in my paint job that I just lost track. Plus BattleBots is on soon. I gotta go pack. All that stuff. Yeah. A lot of errands I need to run tomorrow and to get ready before I go. Because once I leave, it's going to be cool. I'm going to America. Yeah. Maybe I'll do the silvers quickly and then call it a night. I'm getting a little tired. I've been working so hard on painting stuff today. It's kind of my painting day. You know? Today I'm getting most of the painting videos done today. Like my painting tutorial, miniature painting 101. Also that, as I said, I don't want it to feel like I'm going away. I want it to be all the regular content. And then on top of that, you guys get the vlogs and stuff. Because that's how I roll. Yeah. I don't want it to be that obvious that I'm gone for a couple days. I'll even do a Q&J this week. I'll film it before I leave. And I really want to get Q&Js back on track. I think people like that new series that I did, Let's Make a List. So, yeah, I think people like them. I'll make more of those in the future as well. And live shows. I'm excited to have live shows back. I really am. Cool. I'll stop it here. She's actually close to being done. I'd say like only another half an hour probably on her. And she'll be actually done. Small details, cleaning up a couple areas. But she's actually not that complex. Like this is pretty much her color scheme right here. And then a little bit of a cleaning up and some jewel highlighting up there in the center of her stomach. And yeah, so she's not looking too bad. She's on her way. And that's what matters. So let's end it. So that concludes another painting with Jay. I really hope you got some work done. As you can see, she's on her way. I added a little basing stuff just to make it dry for tomorrow. I got to finish up this commission before heading out to Gen Con. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I really hope you enjoyed this painting with Jay. I hope you got tons of stuff done too. And yeah, stay tuned because next week I'm going to be back on my Space Marines. As I said, I got Tigurius done this week. Like Tigurius was this week's painting tutorial. So he alone added 100 and I think 70 points to my army. I think it's roughly 170, maybe 140. I think it's 170. So that's going to be good. So my Space Marine army is growing ever so quickly. I can't wait to have a giant Space Marine army done. And then I'll start some Dark Angels, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah. Hope you got tons of stuff done. So as always, thank you so much for painting along with me and having a good time getting work done too. And thank you so much for the support that you people do. You know, it really means a lot. Yeah, just means really a lot. So thank you so much. I really hope you know how thankful I am for your support, and for all you people out there for painting along with me. You're my trustees of information. So as always, thank you very much. Until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting with me.